Hello everybody, I am back and I've started putting a signature together. I did start recording it, but it wasn't very exciting, so I'll just show you what I've done so far. These are A4 sheets of paper and they're just trimmed down on this edge here. Some of them I have left full and they're going to be like tucked, like, you know, they can be used as little tuck spots. So I've got a couple of those. So that's a plain one. That one's folded over. That one's a plain one. Then I've got another sheet there. That's just a plain one, and that's a plain one. But they might be, see, that one's folded on that side. And I'll straighten that up. So I've got, I think, 3 that are folded and the rest are straight, and then I've got these little index kind of pages in here that I just, they were like this, and then they had a piece on the bottom and I cut them off, folded them in half like that and inserted them. And then on with the pieces that I cut off the bottom, I made a couple of little little flips, you know, that's the piece that I got off the bottom, and I used one of the little snippet pieces that we made, and I'll just insert now, and I don't know how long it'll take, how I did that. It's, well, actually I don't even need to insert it. All it is one of the snippets I made, you know, all the things that we made the other day. I just trimmed it down to size, and you can see I've just folded the paper and stitched it straight across the top there, and then I've put a couple of flowers on it, and that is all I've done. And on this one I've done the same thing, but I stitched a button. You can see I just stitched a button onto it, and that's stitched straight across it. Already we have a couple of little booklets for our journal. Now I think I'll just keep it to a 1 signature journal. I'm trying not to make my journals quite so big because they end up with a lot of pages, and you know, they get quite heavy, and then postage and things like that gets more expensive. So I need to add a few more variety pages in this. I still have all these, so I can make another journal. I'm not making 2 the same though. I'm going to try and change that a little bit up as well, so that they're one-of-a-kind type of journals. I think that would be nice. Now, I had, in my little carts, I put all my leftovers and things like that in one of my carts. You know, it can be a mistake looking for things, because what we end up with is, and this only took me like 2 minutes of just rummaging around, I have all this stuff that I can use. It's stuff that I have made in projects. I've used so much of it, and the rest has been put aside for another time. Like, I would have made some pockets, but I've made more than I need, and so these are just cereal bags, and they're little pockets already made, and they just need a little bit of decorating. Here we've got just some little, I don't even know, what are they? They're just, oh, it's just layered lace with a bit of book paper on a safety pin. So, you know, a little bow or a button on there, and that can be attached into a journal as well. So I have some of those that I found. I've got this, which looks interesting, but I can't remember what it is. So we'll have a look. I love anything with book paper. Been using it for years, like most of us have. It's a little booklet, just stitched together. There we go. A little booklet. We can use that in the journal because it's along the same colours. Look at that. It's got a flower in it. So there's that, and then there's just little fabric paper collages that could be added as decorative pieces I'd say because that's got the corner going that way that it would be better perhaps up on a corner like that. So I've got that, just a word, some words. Because sometimes, like, if I make a few things, I'll make more than I need. And then I just put the other bits aside. Look, that's another little collage that can just go on to decorate a page. It doesn't have to be a tuck spot or anything like that. And then look, I've got these. Oh, gosh. And another word there. So we've got those as well. Plus, of course, the snippets I made the other day. It's raining here today. A beautiful piece of fabric. I think that came off either a pillowcase or the top of a sheet or something. I'm not sure if it's going to be the right colour for this particular journal, but it was just sat there, so I grabbed it. I think these are the scraps left over from the little Cottage journals I made. But there's a lovely piece of lace in there. Look at that. I love that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I should put that in my slow stitch box actually, because that would be great for slow stitching, that little piece. And look at this. Oh, love that fabric. Look at that. I'm going to put that in the box for my slow stitching so I don't lose it again. Okay, so that's in with those. But like just scraps of fabric. And look at this. These are all my threads from that project. A little bit of rickrack there. Might leave that out. That's cute, isn't it? And just the edges. What's that? The edges off a doily piece. Anyway, so that's that. What else have we got? We have a music paper, a music paper envelope that's not glued together. Might be able to use that. Oh, I love these bits. These are just, you know, when you rip your pages out, these are the little bits off the edge, and they're all tea stained already, so that's useful. We have some die cuts that haven't been used. It saves having to go die cut anymore. That was off, I don't know the name of that journal I made, but that would have been what was left over. These, oh, this is, I think it was a book or something I found, and it's got like tabbed pages in it. I think I was going to make a journal out of it. You know, that size journal, because I love that size. It's nice and long. What is it? Sometimes I get ideas and then I just don't follow through with them. 10 inches by 4 approximately. So maybe I won't use that. Maybe I will make a journal out of that. But then there's these pieces, because that would have been like that, like an old photo album type thing. So there's that. I'll put that one to the side. I don't think I'll use those. There's a stripy napkin I can use because they are nice neutral colours. What's this? This is handmade paper. Oh, well that is. I don't know if they are, but they're a rough kind of paper. They might make nice little pockets of some kind, perhaps, maybe. So there's those, and then just odd bits that, like, I may have made a journal and there were too many pages in it, or I decided not to put the extra signature in. So these are just left over that was slotted in. And they're already, like that one's probably a bit too gnarly on the end for me, but I could use the rest of it. And then there's some, oh, not some, there's one paper bag. It's left, some more, another unused signature there. That's a nice colour paper, isn't it? I like that. Put that on top so I see it. Another piece. These, oh, okay, because sometimes with the scraps you want the, if you're making a tag or something, you want a plain background. So, you know, you can use your tea stain paper to make the background, or even the graph paper that's been ripped at some stage. What's this? Just odd bits of designer paper. They're nice. It looks like some sort of perhaps Kaiser craft paper, because they're not normally double-sided. Book paper. Index cards. That's a nice style. That's like a ledger paper one, isn't it? And they've got a nice colour to them, the old ones. So we've got those. It's just packaging paper. It's quite thin, but I love the little lined effect on that. Part of an old complete book of the garden. Lovely colour. Another piece of graph paper. See, sometimes if they're like that, I won't use them in my journal, because it's a bit, unless I was making a real grungy kind of journal, which I would rarely do, I won't use them, but I can use all the rest of it for other things. These are, oh, these are just, I think, if I recall, these are just like index cards. I don't know. Covered in book paper, and they make, you cut them up to make tags and things. I made a heap of these ages ago, and I think this is all that's left now, and it's just covered in dictionary paper, French dictionary paper by the look of it. Okay, there's some more of that grey paper there. I hope this isn't boring you too much, just to give you an idea, because like I said, I'm in a bit of a slump and I've got to inspire myself. We've got wax paper, CD, and a doily. I've also got some doilies here. I think they were from VAR. I found those while looking for something else the other day, so I popped them there to remind me to use them. Now these, I made these years and years ago. I made a few of them, but I didn't complete them all because I only needed so many at the time. That's printed on a fabric. They're little pockets made out of vintage wallpaper. It's like it's embossed wallpaper, you can see that. So I may be able to use those. So I put those there. I haven't seen those for years and years. And that kind of wallpaper can be quite brittle as well, so you have to be careful. Graph paper, a little bit of music paper here. Might be able to use. Look at that. I like that. That's nice, isn't it? Oh, that would make nice journal spots. I could use that. That would be nice. So that. In here, I just have things, little collages. That's just a bit of something. There's another little collage piece and a couple of buttons. Some more. I'm trying to remember the journal. I remember making these, but and I just didn't use them all. because I made far too many. But look, there's another set of buttons I've sewn on. And I think I've stitched these buttons on, but I folded all the paper. I think it's a, what are they called? Those, oh gosh, I'll put it on the screen. Can't remember. Those large folders, manila folder, that's it. And I've just, like, that's probably where it's been folded. Then it's got the line, so I've folded it again, and it's given it those little box effects on it. So I've got those I can use. More in there. Anything different? What's that? Oh, it's just some tissue paper all stitched together. So we'll put those back in there. We could use some of those perhaps. This is just an odd piece of paper that I've practiced on at some stage and stamped on. It's just one of those things that you have, and just trying out my, back when I had grey thread, bobbin work, yes, and just stitches on my sewing machine that I rarely ever use. So, but with things like this, you can actually just rip them off and then cut it along and use it in your journal, and it looks nice. Looks nice. Oh, brown paper bag. And then these were made as a Christmas project for the tops of stockings, but I only made so many stockings. I love this. This is, oh, what is it called? Oh my goodness. Crepe paper. But it's ombre'd and then runched up under here. And I was thinking, you know, if I don't want to use that as a, like, I could just rip that, and with this little bit here, I could put a little bit of fabric or lace or something like that over it, or even, you know, something like that, and let the sparkles shine through if I wanted to. But you could still use the ruffle rather than it go to waste. Or, you know, I think I've got some ruffled up already anyway, so maybe we will keep those. They might come in handy for bag toppers as a Christmas project somewhere down the line again. So I might put those aside, and I think here we go. This is the ombre crepe paper, and I've got one with a bit of green on it. There's one already done. I always forget this. Isn't it beautiful? I always forget it's in here. What else have we got? I think that's all we've got in there. That's a tissue holder that I made, but I can't find tissues with the slit down the center anymore. They all come with the opening at the top. Now, I know in other countries they can get them with the split, but I can't get them here. Unless they've started bringing them out again, I cannot get them here. So I could use a bit of this if I wanted to, but, you know, I think I've got enough at the moment, so I won't bother with that. I know it's there if I want it, so. Okay. That seems to have taken a long time. I made a list of all the things that I can think of off the top of my head that I can put into a journal. Sometimes when we're making a journal, we forget. We forget the things, you know, that we can do. And at the end, you think, oh, I could have done that, or I could have done that. So I've made myself a little list to try and get me back into the rhythm of things. Using photo pockets, I've got some of those. I need to find where they are. I like using those. Envelopes and CD envelopes, tags, booklets, tabs, bows, flip outs and tip ins, tuck spots, side, top and bottom, corner tucks, belly bands, doilies, both paper and fabric and lace, ribbon, dangles, and types of paper, ledger paper, book paper, music paper, tissue paper, designer paper, digi paper. I've got a bit of digi paper, I'll show you that in a minute. Glassine paper, I need perhaps to get a bit of that. Brown paper, wrapping paper, handmade paper, and then you've got your stamps, stencils, stickers, die tucks, and washi tape. It doesn't mean I'm going to use all those things, but it's a prompt. You know, when you're stuck and you think, what can I do? If I have this and I put it in front of me, it's a little reminder, oh yeah, maybe I'll do that, or maybe I'll do that. Now I took out a couple of, I think I printed these. These are, what are they? The paper cameo, and I think I did write it down. I'm trying to think where I put it. 3 different kits here. I think there's these are from the blue collection, and I'll put the name of it on the screen because it's something blue. And I've just, that's a ephemera page. I've reduced the size of this. This is a full-size sheet, but I've reduced the size. I'm not sure if I'm going to use blue in it, but I already had these printed. And that's another one like that. But what I think I've done with this, if I recall, is I flipped the image. The tree is normally on this side, but I thought if I wanted that, I could make a booklet out, and if I had a booklet, I would want the tree on the front. So I flipped that. So that's that one. But I don't know if I'm using that. But this is another one from the paper cameo. And these are Flora, I think. And floral something. So they're both the floral ones. No, that's a ledger one. Flora ledger, I think. Something like that. I will put that on the screen as well. And what I've done with these, they don't come like this. They come in colour, but I've printed them in black and white onto tea-stained paper, and that's the look you get, and I really, really like that look. It's not black, because black can be quite harsh, but it's like almost, you know, it's old looking. So I will probably definitely use these. I'm still unsure about the blue ones, because I'm not sure if I'm going to want to use blue in this book. So they can go elsewhere at the moment. Somewhere safe, and that looks like a safe spot, and they can stay. Okay, so I think I've got it for papers. So what I'm thinking is just move all these things out of the way so I've got a bit of room here. Okay. Okay, now I've got a nice pile stacked behind me. The first thing I want to do, like I said, I've got my nice, I think it's 120 GSM, that copy paper. It's nice weight. And I've got these little tabbed pages, but I need a bit more variety than that. So I've got, okay, like I said, these are just off old, they're just off old signatures that were never used. So I can, that one's got a bit of a tuck over as well. Just got to make sure they're not too big. I don't really want to getting too big. And I'm just going to insert them randomly. I'll have to put another page in there because I notice there's two that are two that are the same there. We don't want the same right next to each other. No, that was a bit, that didn't work the way I wanted it to work. Oh, hang on, what's that? Is that one already? Ah, there we go. This one's already done. So I will do that. So I'll just get some scissors. I might leave the rough end and cut the square end here. Maybe put that one in there like that. Maybe we can just cut this off. We don't need too many folded ends. And of course, all these things can be changed around as well. There we go. That's fine. There's another one there. Let's just get rid of that. And put that one perhaps upside down the opposite way, like that. I think book page or something. That one's too long. Is it? Yeah, it'll get bent over too much if it's too long. So let's get it done. So what I think I'll do is I'll just go ahead and insert some different pages, and then I'll show you what it looks like once I'm done, because this is just, you know, the same thing over and over again. Just finding pages to add a little bit of interest. Okay, I think that might be better. Yeah, and I'll do the same with that. And I'll come back and show you where I've inserted different things, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've put some pages in, and that's what size it's kind of looking. We can count them as we go along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, okay, so 20, 40, so, what did I say? Oh no, 20, 40, that's 80 pages in there, so that includes front and back. I think that's quite enough, because by the time you start decorating it, it gets quite large, and there's a lot of writing space, because that's the way I like to make my journals, because that's how I use my journals. I think it's a good idea, personally, to make my journals the way I use my journals. A lot of people like all their pages covered with ephemera and things like that, and or they like to glue ephemera, so they could have covered pages like this on every page, and that's fine. But I make mine mainly for people to draw in or scribble in, or they can do what they want with them, but there's always the option there to write in them. I found these little envelopes in my drawer here, and I thought they might be good. It's just some, I don't know if they open those, so we'll have to, that one might, that one does. Just little envelopes I found at the op shop, I don't know when. I'm going to have to carefully, okay. The humidity sometimes gets to them, and because they're old, the glue starts to stick. So let's have a look, see if we, as long as I'm careful. And they're a lovely size for little tuck spots and things like that. And basically, I hope I can get it. Sometimes I've seen people use these to help things like this along. So let's see if that will work. If I can't get it, it's no, big deal. There we go. It's a little bit stuck. There we go. Still usable. Still usable. There we go. Okay. So there's a few little envelopes there that I can use. I also, come on, where's my, I've lost my, there we go. I love finding these at op shops and things, old bridge cards and things, but they're such a good size for journals. Sometimes you find them and they've already been, they might have some scores on them already, but they might have some pages in there, so we might take a couple of those to use. I have these ones. I love these ones. They're like that Florentine, there we go, that kind. Bridge scorecard. See how it's got the writing on there? I love this. Isn't it beautiful? So I might put a couple of those in there as well. Okay. Can save that one for like a junk journal. I haven't made a junk journal in a long time, and I've almost finished my journal near my computer, so I will be making a junky junk journal just out of leftover things like this, because I can throw anything into those ones and it's a lot of fun. Also got this is just a index card of some kind. I've got a drawer next to me and I do tend to forget to use it quite often. Got things in here. Oh, look what I found. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, that's wonderful. I have to remember they're in this drawer, which is right next to me. It's a bit green. I didn't really want to go towards green too much. Got some tickets there. Oh. I'm not sure. They got that bit of red in there, and I don't mind a bit of red. I don't know. Maybe we'll take some off just in case, and I can perhaps stamp on them or something. Stamping something I always forget about doing. See, there's those ones, and they've got a little bit of red as well. I might keep those out. What's this? There's another couple of envelopes. These were from Bonnie and Clive. I need to put that around. So with these guest checks that are a little bit more green, so what I might do is put those in there. Oh, that's sticky. And put that in there so I do remember. So I don't forget, I should say. Okay. There's a couple more, and if I recall, these had they had the same problem as those other ones. Whoops. I put flour on the back of that one or something, I think. I think these are the last two I've got. When she found them, she said she found a whole box. And see that dot there? They were all just stuck together slightly like that. But nothing wrong with the envelope. So I might use a couple of those as well. Need to undo this one. We're not getting very far, really, are we? But that's okay. It's fun just fiddling around. I just hope it doesn't end up as boring as the last one, or, you know, as slow as the last one. Okay, we can use a couple of those. Right, now what? Now what? So they're envelopes. And there's some card tuck for tucks and things like that. And there's that. They go there. So you saw how I popped some different pages in. The only thing with these ones, the paper's quite fine, so you can't do any stamping on these kind because you can see straight through it. So they may be just left blank, or they don't have to be. There's that. You could add, hang on. You could add a bit of lace onto them, and that would be pretty, wouldn't it? Yeah. I kind of like that. You have to just glue the lace on. A bit of lace. You could have it up the top, coming up the top a little bit. That would be quite nice as well. Either that one or that's Crafty Me Shop lace, that one. Or there's these eyelet lace as well. That's quite nice too, isn't it? I quite like that. So that one can go on there. Like that. Perhaps. Yeah. So we've got these little tabs here. That might be overkill. too many lines. I think that might need something a bit more circular on that page, that one there. But that can go there like that. I like that there. It could even have that on there like that. And I could stitch it on. Because I don't mind seeing the stitching on the reverse page at all. I actually think that's quite nice. So I'll put that like that. Yeah. And that's the tab. But I think the tab might need strengthening just a little bit. And I wonder, is that the same? That's pretty much the same. And we'll just rip that and that. That can go around there. Let's just do that, shall we? That can go over there like that. And that can go there. And that can go there like that. All right. Like that. Oh, I don't want to use that there. They're the really vintage ones, and you've got to be careful with those because they've got that rough texture to them. And it might rip that delicate page because that page is quite delicate. Like it's not going to fall apart or anything, but it's quite flimsy. So I could do that. And then that, it kind of needs perhaps something either lacy or something circular, I'm thinking there. Oh, what about, oh no, doilies are a little bit too flimsy, aren't they? Like, I'm looking for a book. What's this? Gotta be careful what books you use, you know. You don't want them saying anything strange. But that's a book page. I might just keep that out. Oh, hang on. It had these bits of this paper. That might be nice. A bit of that, just, or even a half circle perhaps. Would be nice. What one? I want it too dark. See, that's blending too much. I might need to put a little bit of the white, or the grey, I should say. I could use a bit of the grey on there. That might be nice. Let's try that. So, let's cut a few circles. I think that would be the right size. I think that one. That one's a bit. I want one a bit smaller, but I don't think I've got one a bit smaller. Oh, you can go smaller, that's right. Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So there's 3 different sizes there. These are Creative Memories. I want this one with that bit of grey and that on it, so I'm just going to cut it like that, I think. And we'll use that. It's the Creative Memories cutting, whoops, I'm so out of practice, cutting system, and they're really actually quite good. The whole cutting system, if I recall, was just wonderful. So I could put something like that there and stitch that on, maybe with a bit of lace and a flower on it. Yes, that could work, and I could even, or yeah, I think so. I could even, you know, put a flower down here as well, different one. Or even a bit of that with a flower on it, my threads. So that could work. Just let me cut a couple more, whoops, a couple more circles. I have my little tablet there because sometimes I watch videos and things while I'm crafting. So I don't want it too white like this, but that one I can just ink that just a little bit, and that'll be fine. And I don't want the colours on it, so we'll put that away. But these ones, look at these. These are wonderful, aren't they? Just to have a little circle. So they're like 3 different sizes, these cutters. So that's the larger inner circle you can get, like that. But then if you look at these little bars are spaced all differently. That's the closer the little things, the larger the circle will be on the inside, but the smaller it will be on the outside. So it'll be like, it'll only be that way far away from the edge here, and that one's even further, and that one's even further. So if I use the blue one in here now, you'll see the difference. And I think you can still buy these. I've had these for, oh my goodness, it's Jessica's baby. You see the difference there? Like that. And then, and I can go outside the lines there because I know it's going to cut in the middle there. There we go. And Jessica, she'll be 23 this year, so that's how long I've had them. So there's 3 different sizes there. So there'll be a lovely colour with this book, I think. There is a slight greeny blue colour to it, but I'm okay with that. That's one of my favourite kind of colours, so that's fine. So I will go ahead and cut a few more circles because they always come in handy, don't they? Oh, I think I'm pressing too hard. So out of practice with these. I'll use that one there. And you've just got to keep those little knobbly bits in the groove of the... See, there's a groove there, and there's a groove on the outside. So if I wanted a really big one, I put the little thing on the outside and go around the circle, and you like, I think you get that. Yeah, they come in sets, like you get 3 in the circle set, so you've got all these different size circles. But then there's also oval sizes that come in a few sizes, and there's another one here as well, like these. I think there's a heart somewhere, unless it's in the middle of something. I think I recall a heart, a love heart. I'm not sure if I have it. I thought I did actually. See, so that's that shape, but and that's that one, that's that and that. I thought there was one with a heart. I could be wrong. Oh, hang on, here we go. Way off track here, aren't we? Oops, that's fallen into the drawer. There's those two. Gosh. It could be in my bag. I have this bag with Creative Memories stuff in. You know, a tote bag type thing. Anyway, way off track. I'm so sorry about that. But maybe you learnt something. Have I done the big one? Is that the same as that? Yeah. And then they have punches for circles as well. I think they have squares. I don't know exactly what they've got these days because, like I said, this was years and years ago, and I was really quite a purist when it came to using Creative Memories things. And when they started introducing metals and things like that, I was a bit put off because they kind of drilled into us that that was so wrong for your photos, and then all of a sudden they were using it. So anyway, that's beside the point. This is a punch. And this is years old as well. Maybe we'll do a couple of these. Oops, I just clipped the end off that. Might be able to use it still. There we go. And there's a smaller one. Will we fit that? Oh, maybe just. Maybe only. Oh, only just. Oh, that one might be a bit blunt. Yeah. I could do a couple of little like half circles. Let's see how that works. There we go. How's that? Okay. So we've got a few circles there now. We'll use those. And you've had a little lesson on Creative Memories as well. Okay. So these should not be kept like this, to be honest. What they do is they invert on themselves. Like that, which kind of protects the blade. I've just been lazy at some stage and thrown them back in their little drawer over here. I have to keep them here so I remember where they are, because like I just, if I see them there, I'll know they're there. So I think once you start putting things away too much, and I love a tidy room, then you forget what you've got. Okay, so all that. All that just for that. And I need to put a little bit of ink on that, I think, because it's just, hang on. That was the one that ate it a little bit, wasn't it? Okay. I need some ink. What's this? Archival Ranger. says coffee. I'll put somewhere I'm not going to put anything in. Let's see. I need to put that away because I've ruined the other one I've got. It's got all sorts over it because they are very handy to have. I don't want to ruin that. Maybe I could stamp it a little bit, put something on that, or I don't think that will fit there, will it? Oh, well, just. Love these flowers. I don't think I would ever get bored of using these, you know. They're just lovely. And this one's lovely. It's like there's another one, the pointy one, and that one it's got a shininess to it. This one doesn't, not really. It's got a more matte finish, and I love that. So I might put that one there, stitch it on with a zigzag, take the zigzag straight down perhaps. Stitch, do I want to stitch this on? I think I do, don't I? Let's stitch that on as well. And I've got white thread. I'm going out tomorrow. I've got to, my walnut shell has arrived. So I'm going to pick my walnut shell up tomorrow so I can finish my pincushion. And I might see if they've got some grey thread. Like I could use embroidery thread, but I don't want it too bulky with, you know, threads going on the pages. So, plus I don't think I've got grey embroidery thread anyway. Yeah. Okay, I'll go and stitch that and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so they're stitched on like that. And I just want to grab a little... some of these flowers end up with little bits off them. So, you know, some are all right, you can get away with. Some you can't, unless they're in a pack of flowers or something where they're disguised. Grab some thread for this, I think. And we'll glue these on there. I think that will be fine. So I'll just use some craft glue for gluing those on. So stick that on there. Trying to still show the little circle there. That just adds another little feature, doesn't it? Put a bit of... I'm not going to put a bead in there. I'm trying to be careful where I put the beads and things, although it may not matter in the end. It depends where it is on the page, doesn't it? There we go. I'll put a flower there, but I can always stitch a bit of embroidery in the center and just have a messy knot on the back there or something. That would be nice. A bit of like a messy, I feel like that needs to be scrunched in the middle there. I like that. So it's just sticking up a bit. And then when it's dry, I can put something in the center of it. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave the video there for today, but what I will tell you is I'll probably go through and do similar things on these pages here, trying to find, you know, I'm not going to do them all the same, but trying to find a nice flat lace. Like that one's lovely. I could use that one there, like that. I could even use one of the circles there as well. Like that, or a smaller one maybe. Oh, I could disguise that little lopped off piece. Not that we really need it. It is a tab, but it's, like I said, the paper's quite delicate, so maybe I could put it like that. There. And have a flower on there or something like that. And maybe losing bits here. I do like this. You know, maybe something like that down there. It doesn't have to be down there though. It could be just like here on that side, like that and like that, just to add some interest to that page so you can see it's there. So you can see the page is there. And then like on these sides, I could start using some of these lovely things and putting that over there like that to complement it. Yeah. So I'm going to start adding some of these things you don't need. You've seen me make the things, so you can see what it is just using the white thread. If I decide to do anything different, then I will come and film that and show you. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learnt something, or I just hope it's helped pass your time of day in some sort of way. So I'll see you next time. Bye.